If you are someone who deals with eczema, psoriasis, rosacea, any kind of skin problem that you have tried everything for, you've done the creams, you've done the laser treatments, you've taken the acne pills, you've done it all, and nothing seems to help, then this video is specifically for you, my friend. Hi, my name is Stephanie and I am a mind training coach, and I help people just like you to heal from any problem, challenge, symptom that you are struggling with. The good thing about the work that I do is this: it does not matter what your problem is, because we deal with problems on the level of the mind, not in physical form. And if that is new to you, then let me spend the next 10 minutes explaining exactly how it works, so that you too can start doing something on two different levels to heal your skin and live the kind of life that you came here to live. When you are faced with a problem that is literally in your face, you are going to get really anxious. You're going to get stuck in your fear. You're going to overthink every single thing you do, eat, and try. And you are going to be so anxious about what will happen after you try that thing. The problem is that most of the level of the form thing that we do are things that are not necessarily working, and even your doctor will go as far as telling you that this is a cream or a pill or a medicine that may have the desired results that you are looking for, but this, and this might be a symptom or a side effect that you also have to deal with that might stem from the original effect of that medicine. To me, that isn't a solution. It's like a plaster that you put on the wound, but that does nothing to actually heal it from the inside. So when you are dealing with something like skin, there's usually a bunch of underlying problems that relate to your life and the way you think. And unless you address those problems, you will never get to the surface problem, which is written all over your face and your skin. So let's start with what I call the level of form. This is everything that you can see. These are things that you can actually do to make yourself comfortable, make yourself feel better right now by taking simple steps. The first thing would be to put something on your face that makes it feel more comfortable, puts you at ease. When I was healing, I tried every freaking cream out there. The most expensive was some new medical phenomenon that cost nearly 200 euros per cream, and it was filled with steroids, exactly like all the rest of them. And it worked for 2 weeks, and then some side symptom popped up, or it made my skin super dry. So every single prescription cream that I have used, or any prescription medicine, has only made my situation worse over time, which is why I never ever recommend them if it's not really crucial. If you're having a reaction on your face, then put some steroids on it. For the love of flamboyance, do whatever it takes to make you slightly more comfortable in that moment, in the heat of the moment. But then I suggest that you do whatever it takes to start weaning yourself off of those steroids, because they are not going to solve your problem, at least not in my experience. What I did was find a really thick cream that I just put on my face many times a day as I was dealing with really flaky skin and severe eczema. I used a blue cream called Nivea cream. It's as thick as it can get. And that was the only thing that kept me comfortable for a couple of years. I wouldn't use that now because the cream also dries out your skin. But when you're in the thick of it And when nothing seems to work, then I want you to forget everything any health expert tells you. And I want you to do the one thing that feels really good to you, because you are the one who's dealing with the problem, and it doesn't matter what anyone out there is telling you. And if worse comes to worse, then they are trying to sell you something that they are making a commission of or benefiting from in some way. Now, that's okay. Everybody's just making money and surviving on their own. But this is now your life, and you gotta do what is best for you. As my skin started to heal, I was now ready to play with oils and start using different oils. Back in the days, that was impossible because oils made me react like crazy and they made my skin itchier. And for somebody who lives with acne, that might not be the best thing either. So you have to know what makes you feel good. That is the only thing you should be thinking about. And it's a process. Something that works today might not work tomorrow. So try different things. Right now, I've ended up using castor oil and jojoba, however you say that, oil. I mix those two and it feels wonderful. 2 years ago, I wouldn't have gone near those oils, but now they work perfectly. The second thing you can do is to dress comfortably. This is something that comes up over and over and over with my clients. They ask me, Stephanie, am I not avoiding the problem if I put on a long-sleeved silk shirt? Shouldn't I just deal with the problem? And my answer is no. Does it make you feel good to stare at your psoriasis or your eczema or your rosacea? No! You're gonna feel like shit and you're gonna wonder when the hell that thing is gonna go away. So the more you can do things that put you at ease where you are right now is a good idea. You're not avoiding the problem. You are taking step by step by step toward a different future. And anything you can do that soothes your mind is a great thing. The third thing, which might not be a problem to a lot of people, but was one that I struggled with pretty much my entire life, was the sheets I slept in. When you deal with skin issues, you are going to be overwhelmed by shame most of the time. You're going to be thinking what other people are thinking about your skin. You're going to worry about how you're going to look at a certain event. There's this elephant in the room all the time, and it's making you feel shame. And the same thing goes for your sheets, which is why I recommend that you sleep in dark colored sheets. Why? Because if you get stains on your pillow from your skin, or if your skin bleeds, or if you scratch yourself, and if you do something that causes a stain, then you won't feel bad looking at it every single day. You have to become aware of how much shame you have inside you. And anything that you can do on the level of form around you will be helpful. Before we move on to the level of the mind, I want to invite you to my new video subscription. Every week, I send out 2 short videos that arrive in your inbox. And in these videos, I talk you through all the things that you can do and how you can learn to think differently about your disease, about your symptom, about your problem, and remind you of all the things you can do to change that situation. It takes a lot of reminding to stay in the right mindset and make the changes that you need to make so that you can heal. Click the link down below to sign up. Here's where it gets really interesting. Everything in society teaches us to deal with our problems on the level of form. Do this, do that, go there. Everything has to do with doing. And what I teach is primarily based on how you think, which has very little to do with doing and everything to do with the way you think. Eventually, you will take action too, and your different way of thinking will inspire you to take action in a different way compared to what you've done before. And the beauty of the work that we do is that you don't have to tell anyone about what you are doing. This work is your work. It does not include anyone else. Yes, you will learn to deal with people differently. Yes, you will learn how to relate to what triggers you differently. And yes, you will have an impact on the environment around you, but it all starts with you. And unless you learn how to use this beautiful mind of yours, then nothing is going to change. And you're forever going to be afraid of the symptom coming back, the disease coming back, you doing something wrong so that the problem reappears. But when you fix the problem at the level of the mind, which is where the problem is and stems from, then the problem is solved, and you can rest assured that you will feel when that is done, because you will never look at your life in the same way again. When you are dealing with a skin problem, you are literally triggered by everything in your environment. I know everything about that because I used to be allergic to every single thing. And of course, everything that triggered me also triggered my skin. Which is the same thing as looking at a car and looking at the outer color of it and judging the health of the car based on how shiny or worn down that color of the car is. But who cares about that? What is inside the car is what will keep it running or not. It does not matter if the color is shiny or not, or scraped. Same thing goes for your body. If you are just looking at the outer surface of this thing, then you are never going to find the root cause of what is causing what you are looking at. And that is what we do. So I want you to start looking at all the things in your environment that trigger you, be it food, animals, people, places, things that you do, creams that you use, whatever it is, make a list of everything that you react to. Now you are aware of what those things are, which is when you can start doing something about them on the level of form. But you can't do that until you know what your mind reacts to. Yes, your skin will react too, but that reaction starts in the mind every single time. You can try to argue against me on this one as much as you want, but it always comes back to the level of the mind. What do I mean by a trigger? A trigger is something that you perceive and then you start obsessing about it inside your mind, which has to do with your thoughts. Your thinking matters more than you can ever know. Your thinking is crucial to your healing, because if you don't think that you can heal, if you think that you're going to be sick for the rest of your life, then that is the piece of code that you are coding into the mind that is the computer, or the computer that is the mind. You have to become aware of what you are coding. Every thought you think is a tiny piece of code, and the more pieces of crap, pieces of fear you put inside your mind, the more afraid you're going to be. That's pretty logical, isn't it? Then you want to be thinking about what you identify as. I'm the kind of person who always reacts to gluten. I'm the kind of person who can't be out in the sun because I get sunspots. I'm the kind of person who can't use oils because it makes me itchy. That's okay, because that's where you are right now. But then what we all do is we take what we perceive as the reality, and then we go out in the world and we talk about those things relentlessly with every person we know. And we focus so much on the problem and on all the things that we can't do, that we can't like, that triggers us, that you spend your entire day talking and thinking about all the things that you don't want in your life. My question to you is, how do you think that anything can change when that is what you do all day long? It is illogical. So you have to become aware of that programming that you are putting into your mind, and then you want to start changing it step by step. And as you do that, you will also become aware of what you think is possible for you. I'm guessing you have made up your mind about certain things. You will never be able to ... fill in the blank. You have so many contracts with yourself about things that just aren't possible in your life. And as long as you have made this commitment to yourself and the disease and the skin problem that you have, then nothing will change. You will literally have to change the way you think. Because if you think that you are the kind of person who has eczema and lives like that, then that is what you will get more evidence of. In the beginning, it's a good idea to cover yourself up, to do the things that you can do to make yourself feel better. But also notice that over time, all of that has turned into an identity. And if you are the kind of person who has to do all these things to protect yourself from whatever that problem is, then that is who you will continue being in the future as well, unless you break the pattern. Healing from skin issues takes a whole lot of self-compassion and self-love. My guess is that you don't love yourself a whole lot at this moment because you judge yourself based on this outer surface that you can see. And as long as that is your measure, as long as that is the only thing that matters to you and the only thing you use as your reason for feeling like shit, then nothing will change. You have to find a way to change your perception about who you are and what matters in this life. And if you need help with that, then I run a mind training community called Helpings, and I can help you. I'll leave my details down below if you want to get in touch. And you can also sign up to my video subscription called Holy Nuggets by clicking the link down below. Thank you so much for watching this video. Please like it if it has been helpful to you, and I'll see you in the next video. Sending so much love as always.